All right, boys, top 10 most used legendary weapons for PvE currently inside of Destiny 2. I've honestly wanted to make a video on this for a while now. Like, I've had people in the past suggest this because of how I've made my top 5 weapon list. I don't know, maybe I just make lists really good. I don't know. So because we are now halfway through the current season and the new season drops next month, I figured this would be a perfect time, since all the new weapons this season have had time to get into people's hands and, well, be used. This is essentially going to be me reacting to the list, along with letting you all know where you can get each of these weapons if you don't have them, and the best perks to look out for / the god rolls for them. Now, before we get started, I am very excited to announce we have a new partnership here on the channel. I am partnering up with the people over at Dev Team 6 on their project known as, and wait for it, CreamPYE. And that's with a Y, not an I, okay? Get your head out of the gutter, buddy. Now, if you don't care about crypto in the slightest, you can just skip this, okay? I'm not trying to get you to buy crypto or anything like that, all right? This partnership came about organically because I am personally invested into the project and just crypto overall, which you would know if you followed me on Twitter. I'm very vocal about it over there. And the team reached out to me for collaboration. PYE, which is what I'm just going to refer to it as, is a charity-based project with $450,000 in donations, but the main focus is on real-world technology. Now, this project isn't new by any means, you know, it's not fresh off the pre-sale, okay? It's been around for literal months now. It's got locked liquidity, Dev Team 6 is fully doxxed, they show their faces every Wednesday for their weekly AMAs on Twitch and YouTube. They're on CMC and CoinGecko, along with being listed on Whitebit, Probit, and of course, PancakeSwap. Like I said, okay, and I really want to emphasize this. I'm not trying to get you to buy crypto if you're not currently, you know, involved with crypto, okay? Just no. This partnership is simply I'm invested into it, and if you are already invested into crypto and you know the extreme risk and volatility that comes with it, because there are some, and you're looking for a low market cap project with an amazing dev team that are working on some pretty big things, then you can check out their website via the link in the description for more information. So with the announcement out of the way, let's get into this list. So at number 10, we have, and by the way, this list is being provided by Destiny Tracker, so yeah. Vision of Confluence. Vision of Confluence is a 180 RPM solar scout rifle acquired from the Vault of Glass. Now, this isn't really too surprising considering it's a VOG weapon, and almost all the VOG weapons have really good perks / perk combinations. Taking a look at the column 3 perks, you have things like Wellspring, which can be great for ability-based builds, Surplus if you're more focused on gunplay and you're just trying to up the stats on this bad boy, and Rewind Rounds or Wee-Wow-Wows for the ability to almost never stop shooting. Now, column 4 also has a wide variety of really good perks, such as Frenzy along with Kill Clip if you're looking for that classic damage perk, but you also have Firefly for ad clear and Disruption Break, which is actually going to tie into another reason I believe this weapon is in the top 10, and that's the seasonal artifact mod Scout Rifle Barrier. Anti-barrier on long-range weapons is a fan favorite, and of course that's what this weapon is, and when you can stack it on top of Disruption Break, well, you're in for a good time. Now, coming in at number 9 is going to be Chroma Rush. Chroma Rush is a 720 RPM kinetic auto rifle that is acquired from the seasonal activity / focusing engrams. To be honest, I feel as if this weapon has replaced Gnawing Hunger in terms of general auto rifle use. I know the archetype is different and, you know, Gnawing is void, but in my opinion, most people that were just, you know, casually using auto rifles ended up switching from Gnawing to Chroma. I mean, Chroma is really good, okay? Can get some really good perks and is just a sexy weapon. Like, I don't know about you all, but the weapon is just, it's just fun to look at, okay? Taking a look at column 3, we have perks to help with reloading / ammunition, such as Feeding Frenzy and Subsistence, but we also find perks like Heating Up and Dynamic Sway Reduction to help with stability for all the controller players out there that want to rock this weapon. Then column 4, where we find classic damage perks like Rampage and Kill Clip, but we're also going to find Adrenaline Junkie for anyone going for a grenade build, along with Wellspring for just an overall ability build. I've managed to secure a Feeding Frenzy Kill Clip roll, but the Subsistence Rampage roll still eludes me. Let me know if you have that roll, because if so, I'm big jealous. Coming in at number 8, we have Null Composure. Null Composure is a 540 RPM Void Fusion that is acquired via the Seasonal Weapon Quest which I have made a video on how to get extremely quickly if you're interested in that. Okay, quick little plug, it'll be linked in the description. Now, I'm going to be upfront and say I personally don't like Null Composure, okay? I mean, if I'm going to use a fusion, then yeah, it's going to be Null Composure because it has arguably the best fusion rifle perk, Reservoir Burst. And because of the seasonal artifact mod Warmind's Decree, it can create Warmind cells, though in my use, not very efficiently. I honestly think the second Warmind's Decree is gone, and if we see a Warmind's Decree style mod for arc splash damage, then Plug 1, which can also roll Feeding Frenzy Reservoir Burst, will take Null Composure's spot. I personally like the feel of Plug 1 more, maybe because of its higher impact, or maybe because it's arc and reminds me of Loaded Question. I'm not really too sure. And I mean, maybe it's in the top 10 because it's new this season and relatively easy to get. Like I said, I'm not sure, but either way, it's seen enough use to put it at number 8. Hello, myfi from the future here. So I've actually just been informed by one of my clan mates that frequents LFG quite often that Null Composure is actually the meta for stuff like Atheon. So I mean, like I said, okay, I'm not dissing the weapon, I just don't personally use it. Now, making its way in at number 7 is Truth Teller. Truth Teller is a lightweight frame, so the hull released to detonate void GL that is acquired via random world drops, I'm pretty sure. Now, seeing Truth Teller on this list isn't too surprising considering the perks that it can roll with, plus having a special GL for group clear and single target damage is pretty popular right now. Speaking of the perks though, let's quickly take a look. Normally, I've been skipping column 2 just so this video isn't 20 minutes long, but getting the right perks in column 2 on this weapon is pretty essential. Those two perks being spike nades if you're going down the single target damage route, or blinding nades, which are extremely popular for group clear / rendering just about any enemy in the game useless for multiple seconds, which is very useful for high level in-game activities. Now, column 3, you're going to find auto-loading holster, which is very good for just, whipping this thing out, firing, then putting it in your back pocket, switching to something else, and having it auto-load while it's in your back pocket. This is going to be great for, single target damage, but you also have Feeding Frenzy in column 3 for a more traditional reload perk. And Feeding Frenzy is going to complement this weapon when its main use is group clear / ad control. And finally, column 4, where literally just about every perk is usable. You got Swash and Multi-Kill Clip for your classic damage perks, Demo for all you grenade junkies, Disruption Break for anyone looking to use this bad boy in a GM or high-level activity, and even Quick Draw if you're a piece of trash. I mean someone that likes to hot swap in PvP. Okay, people are doing crazy things now that Fellwinters has been nerfed. So yeah, a pretty impressive perk lineup. And let's also not forget that Unstoppable GL is a mod this season along with Breach and Clear. So yeah, it makes sense why Truth Teller is on this list, and I'm not really surprised. Now, making its way in at number 6, we have Heritage. Heritage is a precision frame kinetic shotty acquired from DSC. Now, we all know why this weapon's here, okay? And it's, well, because in combination with another slug like First and Last Out, this thing can literally put raid bosses down in seconds. The role to look out for is Reconstruction in column 3 and Recombination or Snapshot Sights in column 4. Not going to go too into this because it's, it's really only used for double slugging. But if you are unaware of how to double slug, I'll link it in the description. Swinging in at number 5, we have Falling Guillotine. Get it? Swinging in because it's a sword? Ha! Okay, I'll stop. Falling Guillotine is a vortex frame, so, big spins of death, void sword that is acquired via random world drops. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm surprised that this weapon is still this popular considering all the sword nerfs that Bungo has done since the rise in sword popularity around this time last year. Outside of very specific activities / encounters, I don't really use Falling Guillotine anymore just because, well, I've just been using rocket launchers a ton this season. Now, I understand that Falling Guillotine is still very good, but maybe because I used it as my main weapon for literally months is the reason why I don't use it too much anymore, but I'm not too sure. I just don't use it. Like I said, I've been using rocket launchers. Now, the role to get is going to be Jagged Edge in column 1, Swordmaster's Guard in column 2, Relentless Strike in column 3, and Whirlwind Blade or Surrounded in column 4. Back in my day, or, back when this sword first came out, it was possible to actually get 2 column 4 perks, and if you just so happen to get every perk I just mentioned, including Surrounded and Whirlwind, on the same roll, I'm extremely jealous because I opened thousands, and I mean literally thousands of Umbral Engrams back in Season of Arrivals and never once got the 5 out of 5 roll. Like I said, I don't personally use Falling Guillotine, but I can't deny that it's still an absolute beast. Now, making its way in at number 4, we have Ignition Code. Ignition Code is a lightweight frame kinetic GL that is acquired from the seasonal activities / Umbral Engrams. Now, I'm going to be upfront and say that this is one of my new favorite weapons this season. and I'm only really surprised that it's not ranked higher on the list. Like I mentioned earlier, special GLs are very popular in the game currently for group clear, and when taking a look at its perks, well, let's just talk about them so you can understand for yourself. Column 2, you got Spike Nades and Blinding Nades, aka the best perks you can get on a special GL. Column 3, you got Ambitious Assassin to allow more than one grenade in the clip, or holster? I'm just gonna call it a holster, when killing multiple enemies before reloading. But you also got my personal favorite, Slide Shot, so you literally never have to reload. I don't think I've ever used Slide Shot on a GL before this, and my God, is it great. Then column 4, where you have Frenzy if you're looking for a, classic damage perk, Demo if you're looking to use this thing in a grenade build, and Vorpal for extra damage against yellow health bar enemies. It's a kinetic GL with amazing perks that can be used with a variety of different playstyles. Like I said, I'm just surprised that it's not ranked higher on the list. Coming in at number 3, we have Salvager Salvo. Salvager Salvo is a lightweight frame arc grenade launcher that is acquired via a seasonal weapon quest that I have made a video on if you're trying to get it dummy fast. Yeah, I'm not too surprised about this one, okay? This is probably one of the best weapons in the game, and get this, it's also fun to use. You got Spike in column 2, Ambitious Assassin in column 3 for extra grenades in your holster when killing multiple enemies before reloading, and with Chain Reaction in column 4, well, I honestly forget that the original mag size on this weapon is only 1, just because I constantly have Ambitious Assassin active. Now, you also got Demo in column 3 for anyone looking to throw this thing into their grenade build. Then column 4, where, like I just mentioned, has Chain Reactions for, explosions on explosions, which pairs nicely with both column 3 perks. You also got Vorpal in column 4 for those yellow health bar enemies, but yeah, I really don't use Vorpal like ever. So yeah, this weapon's god tier. That's all I'm gonna say. Now, making its way in at number 2, we have Aikilos SMG. The Aikilos SMG is an aggressive frame arc SMG that is acquired from random world drops. I'm surprised that this isn't number 1, considering how good it actually is. It's got a great archetype, can get some great perks, and is the best enabler of Warmind cells. There's no tricky things you gotta do or any hoops you gotta jump through to generate cells. Just slap on any Warmind cell, and this thing is going to generate cells every 5 red bar kills, as long as, the kills are in somewhat rapid succession, and a guaranteed cell if you kill an ultra or higher. Speaking of the fact that it can get some really good perks, the god roll is Seraph Rounds in column 2, Threat Detector, or because of the recent change, Subsistence in column 3. I'd personally go with Subsistence because it's nuts now for SMGs, but Threat isn't bad. Then column 4, you got Surrounded for your classic damage, Demo for grenade builds, and Disruption Break for high level activities, but you probably won't be using an SMG for something like a GM, but hey, this thing's got it if you absolutely need it. Now, just like Falling Guillotine, back in my day, or back when this thing first came out, you could indeed get 2 perks in column 4. So yeah, if you manage to get the god roll that I just mentioned, along with having both Surrounded and Demo, well, you pretty much have a literal perfect roll that no one else can get. And now rolling in at the number 1 spot, to really no one's surprised, I'm not surprised, drum roll please, Fatebringer. Fatebringer is a 140 RPM kinetic hand cannon that is acquired from the Vault of Glass raid. I think it goes to show how nostalgia can really affect people. I mean, this weapon wasn't even available until a few weeks after the start of the new season, and it's sitting above the Aikilos SMG by almost an entire %. Now, I'm not saying Fatebringer is number 1 only because of nostalgia, because I mean, it's also an amazing weapon, but I do believe its insane usage numbers are being slightly boosted by nostalgia. Now, the number 1 role that I see everyone on the hunt for is, of course, that classic explosive payload Firefly role, which, in all honesty, is the role I rock, because for 1, it feels amazing, and 2, if a hand cannon has explosive payload and you're rocking Overload hand cannon, then it's a guaranteed 2 shots to stun a champion. Now, the other popular perk in column 3 is going to be Rewind Rounds, which I do have a role with Rewind Rounds, and I must say it does feel really good to get to the bottom of a mag and have almost the entire thing auto reload. Also, let's take a look at column 4 while we're here. And of course, like I mentioned, it does have Firefly, but also has Kill Clip and Frenzy for a more classic damage perk. All in all, I can't say I'm surprised with Fatebringer being number 1. I mean, it's probably the best PvE legendary hand cannon with the right rolls. Plus, like I said, nostalgia. And that is the top 10 most used legendary weapons for PvE currently. This list will probably change slightly as the time-lost VOG weapons slowly get released, because, well, I mean, Bungie decided it was a good idea to time gate them, but I feel for the most part, we can look at this list as a, hey, this is what people were most interested in using / the best weapons to use this season. Let me know in the comments section if any weapons placement on this list surprised you. For the most part, I would have guessed most of these weapons would have been in the top 10, excluding Null Composure, of course, because I still don't understand that. Also, let me know what weapons you're using the most this season. I'm curious. Just let me know, like, what are your go-tos? I honestly want to know. With all that being said, if you're new around here, and only if you enjoy my videos or have ever found them useful, then feel free to subscribe. Also, feel free to follow me on Twitch for some below average live content. Okay? And finally, if you enjoyed the video, then Nova bomb that like button for me, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.